Hello and welcome to another Monday night edition of Scottish Football Matters with me and my good friend Murray.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight we're going to be discussing the weekend's results from the Scottish Premiership. We'll review the upcoming Scottish Cup matches as well, and we'll also review the midweek fixtures on Wednesday. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was a good weekend. The weather was a bit mental, but good to see a
Uh,
full card go ahead because it didn't really look that way.
I know.
But yeah, I mean it's definitely a title race.
Unfortunately,
Um,
but it's
no, I think
of our,
it's a
of
great thing.
but it's of our own making, Celtic's own making. Because if Celtic hadn't
I
have
know.
mucked it up,
I don't know.
then
I, to be honest though, I think in general though, Celtic squad's pretty shit. So it is a title race because of your squad rather than all the.
I
I mean,
know.
don't get me wrong, Nancy's played a part in it, and
Oh, of
Austin
course.
Martin's played a part in it. But also, I think making good decisions like Hearts making Derek McInnes has made a part of it, and they've. I think we need to praise them. That I mean, a lot of people thought they would have faltered yesterday, down to 10 men, all of that, but they battled well, and they
Mhm.
showed. That's if Celtic or
Well,
Rangers had done that, we'd all be saying that's how you win a league.
that save right at the end by Craig Gordon. I mean,
I
I
know.
was, I was raging because I was wanting it to be a goal, obviously. But
We'll get to it, but I think obviously the best place to start is Saturday. We'll start with the sort of the bottom half. Livingston, Kelly.
mhm.
My thoughts on it were that uh, overall one each was a fair result.
Yep,
Um, but I think Kelly can count themselves quite unlucky that the Livingston boy. I mean, that's three fouls in the first 10 minutes, and then he gets subbed. And if you're totally honest, if you looked at all those challenges individually, they're all yellow card challenges, right?
yep.
Now I do understand that not every foul is a yellow card, and if you get one and then one straight after it, sometimes you'll get a bit of leeway. But I think he was incredibly fortunate not to get it for the one that he came in behind, the third challenge, because
Yep.
he's done that sort of everything you can do to get a red card. I mean, you've come in from behind, you've stopped a promising attack, and I know that some people say, well, do you know what? It's only 9 minutes in a game. You shouldn't be getting sent off after 9 minutes. But it doesn't matter when you make fouls. A foul is a
It's
foul,
whether it's the first minute or the last minute, it doesn't really matter. If it's
and
a dangerous foul, then
and
if
that
it's deemed a red card, it's a red card.
mm, and that can cost jobs. I mean, I'm not
I
saying that
know.
Neil McCann will lose his job because he's obviously only just started,
Is he
but it
interim
could.
or is he
No, he's till the end
permanent?
of the season. So
Right.
yeah. So I think it was a 2.5 year deal actually. I think it was a
Was
decent
it?
contract he got. So
Right.
what I would say though is that I think Kelly showed good fighting spirit to get back into it and get a 1-1 draw. And I think
Mhm.
it was a fair result, but I do think that was a talking point, the non-red card.
Yeah.
You get anything else
But
to add to that
well,
much?
this is the refereeing that we've got in this country. As you know yourself, we've
Oh,
discussed this many times. The flaws that it's
and,
got with this VAR
and
system,
I'm
not
sure we'll
sending people
discuss it
off.
in the other games because there's just
Aye,
terrible decisions all over the place.
I
But
know.
if we go on to St Mirren Falkirk, I think I was a really comfortable. You predicted Falkirk 1-0, I predicted St Mirren 1-0, but
That's right.
in the end it was 2-0 to Falkirk and it was comfortable.
Hmm.
That's I think that's the most damning thing on St Mirren is it was comfortable.
I just
And
had
I
a
have to
feeling
say, my goal of the
that
weekend was the first goal. I think that's an absolute peach.
that was a good
I
one.
know that some
Aye.
people will say it's a goalie error in terms of he comes out, but he takes it so early and it's a brilliant finish. So I thought Falkirk fully merited the win. And obviously, you have got to play them on Wednesday, and then I
Wednesday.
think they've got Hearts in the cup on
Mhm.
Saturday. So they're a tough team for anyone.
Yep.
And
And I did say to you about St Mirren. They're
yeah,
obviously the lowest scorers at home this season.
and,
So,
and not just that though, they're now in a relegation battle because they need to find wins for somewhere.
mhm.
Because the last game in hand is at Tynecastle on Wednesday, and there's no guarantee that they come away with points in that game.
Let's hope they do.
So,
But
now you're thinking, if they don't,
I know.
they're just as bad as Kilmarnock and Livingston at the moment,
Hmm.
and they can't really seem to buy a win.
Yep.
I still think they've got the players though to get themselves out of trouble because we've seen that in the cup run. Obviously, on their day, if they treat things like one-off matches like they did in the
Hmm.
cup, they'll find results. But I don't know. I'm not worried about St Mirren, but they've got the look of a team that could get dragged into it.
Possibility they
And
could, aye.
and also when you look at like Kelly changing manager, sometimes they might get a wee bounce and a couple
Do you
of
think?
wins. And
Do you think Aberdeen will go for Stephen Robinson, but and take him away from there?
well, I don't know. I mean, would you look at Stephen Robinson right now as in the current form and say that he's doing any better? You
No.
know, but his overall CV would suggest he's good enough for Aberdeen. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a tricky one. It's a tricky
It is,
one,
isn't it?
and I wonder if that's affecting him. And obviously,
Could be.
Rangers stealing their vice chairman as their CEO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, Keith Lasley, who's their sort of head of football operations. Everyone's got a different title now.
Aye.
Apparently, he could be coming to Rangers as well.
Keith Lasley,
So
is he not Motherwell? No.
no, he was a Motherwell player, but he's at St Mirren
Right.
as a kind of background guy.
Right.
He deals with and obviously Rangers need to replace Kevin Felwell and others. So you
Mm-hmm.
know that could happen. And but yeah, what I would say is St Mirren winning that cup, it seems to have just derailed their season.
Yeah.
And I think they need to start finding some wins. But then it might be when you don't expect it, like Tynecastle.
I know. Well,
It's like
I hope it is.
you expect them to win at home to Falkirk, but then
Mm-hmm.
when you start thinking, oh, St Mirren will lose
They
that
could
game,
spring a
they might
surprise
win.
against.
So
Well, especially with the fact. I mean, I know that Craig Gordon's a good goalkeeper, but Schwoloff's been in goals all season for them so far. And now that Craig
yeah,
Gordon's going to be in, isn't he? So
yeah.
I'm
So
I'm
I
hoping.
think I don't know. We'll come to the predictions in a while, but St Mirren really need to get some points
Mm-hmm.
and soon. Hibs Motherwell was kind of exactly how we both sort of thought it would be. Two teams who probably aren't as good as the top three, but are way better than anyone else. I think fourth and fifth. I think Hibs and Motherwell are miles ahead of anyone else below them, and I think you've seen that in terms of individuals like Maswanishi is a great player, scores a great goal. Bowie scores a
Aye.
good finish. I know he's getting linked with Rangers and Celtic and others, but I think they two teams, although I don't think they're in the title race, I think that they're
No.
going to play a big part in the title race because I think that they'll take points off of Rangers, Celtic, and Hearts, and maybe not all of them, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely some of them, and maybe some of them multiple times. If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be. I'm not saying that they'll decide where the title goes, but they will play a part, a
Oh,
big
they
part
will.
in this
They
season,
will.
and because they're two good teams, and in any other season, I think they'd maybe be. And I know this isn't going to sound good, but I do think Rangers, Celtic, and Hearts are looking quite strong. I think they'll pull away from them, and people will think that they've got left behind. But I
Mm-hmm.
still think they're miles ahead of everyone else.
Who's
Hibs
Celtic,
and
Rangers, and
Motherwell.
Hearts or Hibs?
I
Motherwell.
I think Celtic, Rangers, and Hearts are the top three, right? But then I think Hibs and Motherwell are miles away for the Falkirk, Dundee United, Aberdeen, anyone below fifth. Really,
Mm-hmm.
it's a chasm for me. They two teams are much better. And but yeah, I think one each was a fair result. But
Yeah.
I think both of them will see it as a missed opportunity though, because if they'd kept wins going, they could get in a title race. But
Yeah.
Motherwell's problem all season has been draws, to be
That's
honest.
right for the. I mean, we'll see if Jens Bertalascu stays for another season after this one. Then we'll see
I
how.
think he'll be
how
getting looked at by English teams.
yeah.
I'd be very surprised.
Maybe Celtic as
Celtic,
well. You never know.
yeah, you never know. Speaking of Celtic, I suppose we should talk about the Celtic game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very reminiscent of the Martin O'Neill first spell. Then they moved the ball quicker.
Organised. Looked organised.
They, they looked better. They
Mm.
didn't look brilliant. I still think 4-0 flattered them, but I felt
No,
4-0
but didn't
flattered
look
them
didn't look
against. No,
brilliant. But what I will say is the fact that he's
they
back.
create.
He's got them organised. They're creating chances. But Dundee United were coming at us. I never had any fear that they were going to do anything like the way
Yeah,
if it had been
yeah,
under the previous
true.
manager.
Yeah, because I do think I think Celtic created chances under Nancy and created them under Brendan Rodgers. Well, maybe not so much under Rodgers. I think Rodgers' team were a bit not quite as good at the top end, but
Difference is though,
I,
Murray. We created the chances under Nancy. We're not putting them
they
away.
did take them.
We're putting them under putting them away under on Neil. Gonna get
Aye,
out there.
at home, you have looked good under Martin O'Neill in the first spell, and obviously then it'll be interesting to see how he does on the road because there was a big difference in the games when you played on the road. Because I'm sure you'll remember
Oh, I remember the St Mirren game.
the 1-0 at St Mirren, even the 2-1 at Hibs. There was a 5 minute spell where you were really good
Uh-huh.
and you won the game in that 5 minutes, but
Yeah,
the rest of that second half, I remember Hibs battering
I
you.
know. That's
Um,
right.
so it'll be interesting to see at the end of this week what we're saying about Celtic because Falkirk are a good team. That's a tough place to go. And then obviously Hearts, obviously after the cup game,
Hmm.
Hearts is your next league game, and it'll be interesting because they're going to be that'll tell us whether Celtic are favourites for the week or still have a real battle. If you get what I mean by that,
Yeah,
because
well,
I think if
if we
Celtic
can
go and beat
beat
Falkirk and Hearts, then I think they're
Hearts,
favourites.
yeah,
But I think if they were to lose to Hearts again, then Derek McInnes would have beaten three different Celtic managers,
I
and then you
know
would
it's
have to say,
that's quite
that
embarrassing, really.
Hearts are not really because they deserve to be where they are because
No,
they're
but
better than
I'm talking
Celtic.
about from a Celtic point of view, it's
No, no,
quite embarrassing.
but Hearts have been better than Celtic over the 20
Oh,
odd
I know they
games,
have, but
so
I'm obviously I'm no disrespecting Hearts, but I
they've been
just
better
think
than Rangers too. But
for a Celtic point of view, it is a bit embarrassing.
but I think if you look at the goals, I think Yang
Young,
scores
I
a
thought Young's
decent
goal was
goal
a good
again.
one.
Yeah, bit of a deflection, but it's a good finish.
Good
Uh,
strike though.
I thought Engels took his goal well. He
Yep.
needs to get himself in those positions more. I
Hmm.
don't think he does. I think
Yep.
he often kind of just floats about doing nothing.
But
Whereas
he
you've
looked
seen
good
that
under
big
O'Neill
gap.
in the last spell that he had, so hopefully he
Yeah,
reignites it again.
Negrin scored his usual Negrin goal.
Hmm.
He gets goals, and
Aye.
Maeda
And
scored a
Eder chipping
rebound.
in with a goal.
I do have to say that there was one talking point with the Araujo foul. It was a
Yeah.
red card. Uh, I don't think anyone can deny that it meets a lot of the criteria for a red card, and I don't think it was particularly high. I just think
Hmm.
it was a forceful challenge,
I thought that
and I
at the
think
game when I saw it.
I think
I
it's one
thought,
of those ones that you go. I would expect VAR to be given a red for that, but
but
I don't think that
they
would have
didn't look
changed
at
the
it.
game. But not well. They say they do, but I thought it was a. He definitely got away with one. I think that was
At the
a
time,
red
I
card.
thought that as well.
It wasn't, as I said, it wasn't so much that it was high. It was just the speed that he went in.
Hmm.
I think you
I'd
need
say
to.
it was reckless. You can
It
go
was
in,
absolutely.
you, you can be hard and go in good and win the ball and it'd be a good tackle, even if it is a hard tackle. But
Mm.
the fact that it was a reckless one, that's
But what I would say is it's something you need because I know you got a red card for Bournemouth
Bournemouth.
in his
He's
one game
only appearance.
down there, and then obviously you can't really judge his half hour against Rangers, but if he does that against a Hearts or a Falkirk, you might find that that can cost you points
I'm just
if he
wondering,
does get a red card.
is he in our European squad for the two European games we've got left?
No, it's really weird because you can't
Oh,
put the January players in until the next round. I
that's
know,
so stupid. It's daft.
I know. The whole thing's daft with the
That
January
is.
games. We should be doing everything before January, but in my opinion. But the
What do you
Europa
mean
League
that?
is
Do you mean the window should be open before January? Do you think it should be open in
the,
December?
the Europa League shouldn't be in January. We should
Well, I
like.
know. I agree
I,
with you.
I get that they're trying to space it out, but
Mhm.
it's madness because a player, especially with teams in like Scandinavia, their season ends in December. They can lose half
Mhm.
their squad by the
I know.
January,
And the thing as well is,
and it's
with
a
this
different team you're playing.
with this new format of the two games after Christmas,
Mm.
we're now no getting a winter break that we used to get. We're not getting that anymore.
No.
Not that that
But
bothers me. I quite like
I
the
think
fact that we don't get the break, but
yeah, I think Celtic. It was a comfortable win. I don't know if I've learnt any more about Martin O'Neill. I know he's still a good manager, but I think we'll see more.
I
Be
just
on
hope
the
that
two games against Falkirk and Hearts will be a bigger
I just
test.
hope that's a sign of things to come. I hope we do that and again.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think you will do it again at home. I think
I know.
Celtic under
Well,
Martin
if we
O'Neill
can,
every
you
game
need to
looks
try and
good
do
at
it
home,
away. You need to try and do it away.
but it's the away games you've got to say that they're going to decide whether Celtic win a league or not.
Mhm.
It's going to be how they perform away from Parkhead
Yeah.
because they're the key ones. But on to Sunday, I thought there was two talking points in the Hearts game. The Hearts goal, I have a lot of sympathy for Dundee because the foul was on the edge of the box. They take the free kick just
Mhm.
outside the centre circle. you could argue the ball was moving. It's a debatable one. That one is really. I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, right, on the moving ball. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt on the fact that they took a free kick 12 yards further forward, and then it's one pass, goal. Now, I know VAR aren't going to look at that, but I think it's something they should look at because I don't want to say it's cheating, right? Because we see it every time with, throw-ins get taken, 20 yards away from where the ball went out, right?
Yep.
But see when
Happens
it
all the
leads
time.
to a goal and a team isn't set up, and I know you can sit there and go, Dundee shouldn't have allowed themselves to, but I don't know. I just think that it didn't sit right with me, that goal. And I'm not saying that if Rangers had scored that goal, I'm sure I'd have been happy that it went in and whatnot, but it didn't sit right with me from a football fairness point of view, because I didn't think that, if it's 1-2 passes and then a goal and it's been taken, 10, 12 yards away from where the foul was, I don't like it.
And I
But
thought Dundee were all right in the game. They were okay. They
they
weren't.
were. I don't think they were. I thought they looked good after the red card in terms of moving the ball forward, but they never looked like scoring. Craig Gordon only had
No,
2 saves to make, and one of them was a
but they
peach at
might
the
have
end.
got. What I was hoping for is maybe a wee lucky break or something. They might have got a bit lucky with something, but it didn't happen. With the
What
10
do
men,
you
I'm
think?
meaning, with them having the 10 men
What did you think of the red card? I thought it was
for
harsh.
for Swallow.
Yeah, I thought it was harsh in the sense that it's a definite foul.
Aye.
Is it an obvious goal scoring opportunity when he's going away for the goal and there's 2
Depends if
defenders
he
there?
gets round him.
I
But
don't
if he
know.
gets round him, I don't know.
But do you think he's getting a shot away straight away that's going in? I'm not sure.
I don't
Or at
know.
least I think he needs to take another touch and then get a shot. And there's 2 defenders between the keeper and the. I've got to admit, like,
Unless the guys in the VAR room have got different angles to what we're watching, but I doubt it.
when I watched it, I just felt like, that's an orange. It's definitely. I'm not sure it's enough for a red, but at
What's
the
an
same
orange?
time, it's in between. Do you know what I mean? It's that in
Right.
between a yellow and a red. It's like it's a definite, foul. It's a definite caution.
Well, so you've
But
created a
once
new card that we don't have.
yeah, we'll give FIFA a couple of years, we'll probably have it. But
A sin bin card.
but do you know what I mean? Though I felt it was. I felt if that was my keeper, I'd be a wee bit aggrieved.
Maybe,
That
aye.
I don't think he didn't wipe him out.
Aye,
He
if it was
didn't.
Celtic's goalie,
He,
I'd be a bit annoyed,
he
aye.
didn't he didn't clean him out. He didn't really make a bad challenge. It's a trip. It's on the edge of the box. I think a yellow and a yellow and a free kick would have sufficed to me. But
Didn't really
these
matter
things
because it
happen.
didn't help. It didn't
Craig,
help, didn't
what
he, any?
it did matter because in a way, would Swallow have made that save? It benefited them.
The one that Craig Gordon made.
Exactly. I don't
Possibly,
think Swallow makes
you're
that save.
possibly right. You're
It actually
possibly.
went
I
in
never
their
thought of
favour.
that.
Is
I
what I'm
never
saying.
actually thought
Like,
of that. I never thought of that. But
because I think Craig Gordon's one of only a few keepers in the world that can make that save because his reflexes are mental.
but it's his age. I'm like, how the hell did he manage to get done for that at 43? And look
I
at
remember,
Schmeichel. Schmeichel's
I remember
a lot
McGregor
younger than
doing
me.
it
He
though.
can't even get done.
I remember McGregor doing it when he was in his 40s, and you were just like, "How is he doing that?" You know, just like so. But I don't think
He
you
must be
lose your
knackered.
class. But I think, yeah, Hearts. I don't think they deserved the win, if I'm honest. But they ground it out.
Well, they're scraping
I think
wins.
that's
That's one thing they're doing. But hopefully, eventually, their luck will run out at some point.
Speaking of scraping wins, Rangers won again. But I actually thought it was remarkably comfortable, but I think that was more down to Aberdeen just being completely inept at both ends of the pitch.
Yeah,
I'm
but
being totally honest. I think they're one of the poorest teams we've faced
Aberdeen,
in terms of they can't defend
they need to
and
get a manager.
they can't particularly attack. And if you're not good in those 2 boxes, you're going to lose football matches. And I think they're kind of almost the opposite of Rangers. Because I don't think Rangers are particularly good, but we're good in the boxes. If you know what I mean, we make blocks when we need to make blocks, and we score goals from set pieces and things like that. I think it was a really comfortable win, and you didn't have to really come out of second gear. And I
You'll not
think
be
that's
surprised.
you'll always take that.
You'll not be surprised when I say this, though. Yeah, you probably will. You might be surprised. I don't know, but I don't think it was a penalty.
Oh, it's a definite penalty.
It's a
But it's
dive.
soft. It's not a dive.
It's a
He gets
dive.
caught. Yeah, but he still gets caught though.
How can you get
Shinny's
caught
still.
and it still be a dive at the same time?
Well, you can fall down to make it look worse, but it's
Oh,
still
so
a
you cheat
still a
to get the
foul.
penalties, aren't you?
That's what forwards need to do now. Because if you don't go down, VAR might not check it. It's still a stonewall penalty. I mean, you can't leave a leg in there and kick. And I mean, it's more of a knee, to be honest. It's more of a knee into his leg, but it's still a foul. Shinny barely even complained. That tells you something.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if they didn't get the penalty. They probably would have still won
And
1-0 because Aberdeen
and
weren't
if
going
you're
to
on
score.
about if you're on about bad decisions, you can look at that second goal that got disallowed. I mean, that's a disgrace that goalies can get away with that. I mean, the keeper comes out, makes an absolute hash of it, and it doesn't count. Now, Fernandez did nothing wrong,
Is it not
and
to
I
do
don't
with his,
even want.
did he not get his arm in the way of the goalkeeper or something? Is that not what it was?
So what? So what? The keeper. See, I'd get that right. See if it was on the goal line.
But you know,
And the
goalkeepers
keeper's
get a lot of protection. They get far too much
no, but
protection.
at the end of the day, he's come into Fernandez's area. He's coming to the edge of the box. The attacking player should always get the advantage on those sort of things. I get it. See, when it's on the goal line and a keeper's trying to get the ball, I understand why the keeper might get the advantage of he's in his area. But if you're coming for a cross and you time your jump and the defender times his jump better, that's just, even Chris Sutton said it's a disgraceful decision and that it's happening too much in football,
There
and
is
not
goals.
just Scottish football. It's
There is
all
goals I've
football.
seen. But
It's
there is goals I've
terrible. I
seen.
mean, it should
There
have
is goals I've
counted,
seen.
and I just think that you don't want to get to the end of the season and you lose a goal, but you lose a league or whatever by a goal, and you start looking back in those moments and go, "Well,
Aye.
was that?" Or you look back on the Miovski offside one, or the Asgard one that he jumped up with the Hearts keeper where there was minimal contact, and I just think that was a bad decision by VAR because on the pitch they gave the goal. I don't see that as a clear and obvious error.
But I've seen goals like that before, and like they've been
But
given. Some of them haven't been. It just depends on the
but
situation.
I just think that with those ones, I think if it was on the goal line, I could see why it'd be disallowed. But I think when the keeper comes um, well out to almost the edge of the box, that's not his space anymore. He
Yeah.
doesn't command that. It's all about being stronger and being bigger. And, Fernandez was bigger and stronger. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Rangers
No,
won the game and
it didn't
deserved
matter.
to
It wouldn't
win
have
the
mattered
game.
anyway.
But
Even if, as I said, if they didn't get the penalty, it wouldn't have mattered because Aberdeen didn't look like scoring. So
hey,
the penalty's irrelevant.
What if Fernandez was to end up top goal scorer this season? Come on, it could have mattered.
Well,
The way he's gone.
Nigren scored a few goals, so quite happy with
He's a
that.
few ahead, but if we keep getting set pieces, Fernandez will keep scoring. But if we move on to obviously transfers, I mean,
Or the lack of.
Rangers obviously confirmed the boy Chukwueze,
Mhm.
the left back Romans is coming in tomorrow, so both of them will probably play against Annan.
Yep.
And obviously, there's one interesting one that we're linked with Skov Olsen for about the 50th transfer window in a row, but he's a good player. And to me, he's the Cherny replacement that we didn't get in the summer. And if we can get that boy, then that could be a game changer.
You know what
in the
annoys me?
title race.
You know what annoys me? The fact that Celtic can't do this sort of thing. I mean, you have gone out and you are finding these players. Celtic are going for, well, let's bring Kyogo back. Let's bring Welsh back.
Well, Welsh is it's an interesting one in terms of he's better than Dane Murray, right?
I know
So
that, but
as
why
a
can they not
backup,
just go out and get another defender on loan or bring back Mike Nawrocki? I mean, what's going on there?
maybe to Martin O'Neill, he sees Stephen Welsh as better than Dabrowski
Well, Stephen
because
Welsh
I think
has got more experience in the league than
yeah, and I
Nawrocki.
think Martin O'Neill likes that type of thing, and obviously
Right.
Stephen McManus will
Might be
have
able to make
worked
Welsh a
with
better
him a
player.
bit. Aye, Stephen McManus has a say as well with things like that, and Maloney. They would have known Welsh a bit more than maybe they know Narowski.
I mean, I've not got anything against Welsh. I just think that Celtic should be going out and
I think
we
he's a
need a
bit
striker.
powder puff. I think
He
he's a
is,
bit powder puff
but we
against
need a striker.
physical strikers. That's all I would say.
And
I
then
think he's a
we're
good
linked with
football
this.
defender.
We're
But
linked with this striker. Is it Bamba for
Amber, yeah,
Lorient or something? And he scored about 2 goals this season. You're like, come
yeah,
on, what's going on?
but I'm just saying, Chimiti had scored 2 goals, and I know he's only scored 4 for Rangers. But if they're 4 big goals,
I
then
think
it
two of
doesn't
them came
matter.
against Celtic.
But that's what I'm saying. They could be goals against Rangers that he scores, and they could win you a title.
I
That's
know.
I don't think it. I think so. When you're looking in January, you need to look at. It doesn't matter what they've done. It's what can they do
No, but that's
between
why
now
they're taking
and
Kyogo.
May.
Because Kyogo knows the league. He's
Yeah,
scored on it before. You know,
maybe he doesn't want to come back.
he
Maybe
probably doesn't, but
he's maybe he's the sort of player that doesn't want to take a backward step. And I don't think Celtic's a backward step to Birmingham. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is he's been there and done it. He needs to prove himself in England now to prove he's good enough for that level.
I can understand that. Aye.
Uh, but I think Celtic will make signings.
I don't
But I
know.
think we all know it's going to be loans and
Aye, it will be
small
because obviously
signings.
Martin O'Neill's just here at the end of the season, so they're not going
Yeah,
to bring in, and even that Tabby
he's
guy,
away. He's not
he's
going
away.
now.
He's injured. Apparently, he failed. He failed because he's got some injury and he's going to need an operation or something. I've heard. So,
Yeah, I've
well,
heard that too, but that seems like a lot of shite that they're just sort of saying that so that they don't need to go, we're no signing him because the Celtic fans told us not to.
but it's
But
like, but he's not in Israeli. He's an
I
Ivorian.
know,
You're like,
I know.
come on, he's a wreck.
But it's politics and football and they
Uh,
don't mix. But
they don't.
I do think that there's a lot of it'll be a big window, and honestly, right now, what I'd have to say is after Rangers, I mean, we had a big 7 games over December and January, Hearts and Hibs, Motherwell,
We
St Mirren, Celtic, and Aberdeen twice, and to win
we
6 of them
we
is
were knackered
massive.
in December
Yeah,
because of the Nancy carry
well,
on.
December, but in that time, in those 8 games, you've lost 5 and won
And we've
3,
look at the
and
amount
in
of goals
that
we
time
lost as well.
we won 6. Sorry, 6 out of 7. So 7 out of 8 even. So
Yeah.
I think we're in a good space in terms of, but we've had to do that just to get back in a title race. So can we maintain that form to the end
I
of the
mean, I'm
season?
not saying
I
that you
doubt that.
haven't. You have
But
obviously won your games, but Celtic have allowed Hearts to be where they are now, and they've also allowed Rangers to get back in by
I
bringing
don't
in
believe that though.
people like Nancy.
I don't think. I think
See if they'd have kept Anil.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
not
but
saying we'd have won every game in December, but we probably wouldn't have
no,
lost as many as we lost.
no, you wouldn't have lost 6 out of whatever he did, 6 out of 8.
8.
But at the same time, Celtic's squad
Oh,
isn't
I
better
know
than Rangers or
squad.
Celtic, Rangers or
Squad's
Hearts,
rotten.
and this is where Celtic's downfall was. It was in the summer.
Of
And by
course
the
it
way,
was.
see if Brendan Rodgers wasn't such a good manager, you wouldn't have been even close to being in a title race because he won games like, see that 3-2 against Motherwell.
Mhm.
Other managers would have lost that game.
I
So,
still think
and
he see the 2 games, see the game,
if you hadn't
maybe not
got,
the Dundee game, but see the game against Hearts that we get beat at Tynecastle. He played Dane Murray and he played the boy Donovan in that game to make a point
yeah,
to the board. He sabotaged
yeah,
that game.
yeah, but I think
But
he was
that
looking at the
the,
bigger picture.
the
He
wrong thing.
wasn't
I
looking at
mean,
the
fair
one
enough,
game.
but you don't do things like that. So no,
It
not for
happens.
me.
But I do think that what I would say is I don't like the idea of saying that Celtic have made it a title race by being so poor, but I think it's more that Rangers and Celtic, both of them, have made bad decisions at board level that has
Mhm.
impacted our ability to, but we're still in it. And
Well, I'm
that
saying
shows
that.
you how good they're doing to turn it around. The fact that
I,
Rangers have turned around Russell
mhm.
Martin's
I know I
nonsense
get that. I'm saying that
is
because Celtic's obviously ineptness to sign decent players in the summer. When
yeah,
we
but
knew that we had one game to win in the Champions League qualifiers, and you're thinking that's a shoe in. If you
yeah,
get the players in, you could be beating a team like Karat Almaty. You know,
but you
it's
can also do what Rangers do, and you could sign the wrong players. You can spend money on players that aren't good enough, like Joe
I know,
Rothwell and
I know.
players like that. So
Well,
you
we've
can
done that.
spend money.
We have done
Aye,
that.
I just think that we've all made mistakes, but I don't think that's why it's a title race. It's a title race because Hearts have made better decisions than Rangers and Celtic
Aye.
consistently.
Well, they've
And
also
by the
got
way,
this analytics thing as well.
their transfers have been better than ours have.
They've got the
But I
analytics that
still,
helps them as
aye,
well.
I still don't think Hearts will win the league. I still think it'll be Rangers or Celtic.
Neither they are. I don't think they'll win it either. I'm hoping it's
But
Celtic,
I
but
think they'll be in the title race going into the last 2 or 3 games. Though I really believe that. I think Hearts are there till the end. I just don't think they'll have enough. But if we move on to obviously the midweek 2 games,
yep,
just to
we've
get
got
them predicted.
we've
Aye.
got about just about 8 minutes to go.
So I think they're pretty straightforward. Hearts St Mirren, it's at Tynecastle. Part of me's thinking St Mirren might throw up a wee surprise. And the only reason I'm saying this is not because I think that Hearts that St Mirren are a great side, but they did beat them in the cup this season.
Yep. Yep.
Then they got a 2-2 draw that they probably should have won, because I don't know if you remember, they got a goal disallowed for offside, where it was just a disgraceful decision, where it was like somebody was in the eye line or somebody. It was just madness. St Mirren might just have their number. I don't think St Mirren will win, but I think they might grind it. I think they're going to grind out a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
I don't know why, but I just sometimes think that, like Rangers with Hibs, right? Oh. Rangers just seem to have Hibs' number.
I think it'll be a draw as well.
I'm going to go 1-1.
I think it'll be 1-1 as well.
Falkirk Celtic is a really tricky one, because I think Celtic will probably win, but I don't think it'll be a big one. I think it'll be by 1 goal, because I think that Falkirk are a good team. And if you look at some of the teams that Celtic, even the ones that Martin O'Neill got over, like St Mirren, I think Falkirk are in a better place than St Mirren were. I just don't know whether it will be 2-1. Do you know, I'm going to say 2-1. I think Celtic will grind it out in a sort of manner that it's kind of just been fitting of Martin O'Neill away from home.
I'll go 2-0 Celtic. Another clean sheet.
I don't see that with Falkirk. I think Falkirk are
maybe not
good at that end.
We need to start doing stuff like that away, so I'm hoping that is the case, that we can get a clean sheet. 2-0.
But again, though, I really wouldn't be surprised if Falkirk got something based on Falkirk more than Celtic. We'll quickly go through the 16 ties for the weekend, the Scottish Cup, 16. And we'll quickly just go through who we think will get through. So Aberdeen at home to Raith Rovers. I will take Aberdeen only because I think they'll do enough.
Aye, Aberdeen home win for me. Yep.
Airdrie Arbroath. I'm going to take Arbroath. I think they're better than Airdrie.
I think Arbroath are doing quite well at the minute. Yep, I think Arbroath will win that one as well.
Auchinleck Celtic. Don't be surprised, right, if this is close. But I think Celtic will win 2-0. But I think it will be close. It wouldn't even surprise me if it was 0-0 at half time or something. Like, in terms of it takes Celtic a wee while to break them down.
It might go, but I'll say 3-0 Celtic.
Okay.
I'll go the extra one.
Camelon Juniors against Elgin. Oh
God.
Do you know what? I'm going with the shock. I might go with the junior team.
I was thinking that Camelon. Is it?
Camelon. It depends where you're from.
Camelon Juniors, they'll probably win then. That'll be a wee upset there.
Right. Dundee United Ayr. See, if it was at Ayr, I would give Ayr a chance, but I think Dundee United at home should be too strong.
They should be too strong, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ayr sprung a wee shock.
Yeah, this is where my shock comes. Dunfermline Hibs. I'm going to take Dunfermline just because it's at East End Park, and I think it's on the TV as well. And I think I just a wee feeling.
No, I think Hibs will win that one. I think Hibs will be too strong for Dunfermline.
Hearts Falkirk. I'm going to take Hearts, but close.
I'll say Hearts will win that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Falkirk sprung a wee surprise.
Kelty Hearts against Cove Rangers. Probably going to go Kelty, just with home advantage.
I'll go for Cove in that one.
Still not going to say Rangers.
No.
Kilmarnock Dundee. Oh, do you know what? I think often teams, when they're down there, like Kilmarnock, they tend to get their win in a cup game, and it gives them momentum into the league. I think Kelly.
Right, me and all. I think Kelly will do that as well. Dundee are obviously struggling. So
this is another tricky one. Livingston St Mirren. I'm going to take St Mirren.
I think St Mirren will beat Livy because Livy have obviously a lot of problems and they're
Yep.
in a hole and they're finding it hard to get out of it.
Yep. Motherwell, Ross County, I think will be straightforward. 4-0
Yeah,
Motherwell, something like that.
Motherwell. I think that'll be
Yep.
a heavy win for Motherwell as well because
Yep.
Ross County are pretty bad at the minute.
Same with the next one, Partick Thistle against Montrose. It's a home win for me.
Partick
Partick win
Thistle
that
all day long.
comfortably.
Yep, yep, as well for me.
Again, Rangers Annan. I think Rangers will win quite comfortably. I think they might lose a goal, but I could see
2-1.
it being
2-1.
4 or 5-1.
All right.
Just because of Ibrox, and
Well, it is.
a
Aye.
Friday night, and
Yeah.
Spartans. In fact, I don't even know what's happening this one because it's Spartans against Trennant or Inverness, but I don't remember that game going ahead. But I think
All
Inverness
right.
did get through. So
Right.
Spartans Inverness.
Oh. Actually, I'll take Spartans for that because Inverness are doing all right, I suppose. But I'll take Spartans for a wee shock.
I'll take Inverness. Stenhouse Muir, Greenock Morton. I'll take Morton.
Morton. Yep.
And the last one is Stranraer against Queen's Park. I'll take Queen's Park.
Yeah. Queen's Park
Just,
should be just slightly too strong, slightly stronger than them. Yep.
but I
For
think
that.
it'll be an interesting one, and then obviously we'll get a cup draw, won't we, next
Aye.
weekend? And
Mm-hmm.
then I think next Monday when we do the pod, it'll be obviously review the Scottish Cup games, and then we can look ahead to European games that don't matter for us, but maybe matter for yous.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can obviously do one the Friday before the weekend, which will be a big weekend because Hearts against Celtic, Rangers, Dundee,
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a
and
big one.
obviously, aye. And but by the way, don't. I'm not expecting an easy win against Dundee because we drew against them early in the season. They're a tricky team.
Yeah.
But I think it's a game that Rangers need to win. But we'll see. That's miles away.
Aye. Well, we'll
Uh,
see how that goes. Aye.
but yeah, I've got to admit, Scottish Cup weekend is probably my favourite weekend of the season. I love it because I like to watch like the sports scene on the Saturday
All the
night and just see
shocks,
all
all
the
the shocks,
different
the
grounds
upsets,
and
the romance of the
aye,
cup.
it's a great night when you get the. It's a shame it's split over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, but
I
I
know.
wish they were all three
It's all for
o'clock on a
TV, isn't
Saturday.
it?
Aye, I wish they were all three on a Saturday and just deal with
That's it.
it. But yeah, it'll be an interesting one. But before that, you've got a tricky one at Falkirk.
All right.
So
We'll
I'm
see how that
obviously as a
goes.
Rangers fan, I'm hoping for Falkirk and St Mirren wins this week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that'll happen. But you can
No,
always
but
hope.
we'll see what happens and we'll
I might,
reconvene next Monday.
I might get. I think I'll get one of my wishes anyway. I think one of
Aye.
these will drop points.
We'll see.
But the way I look at it is just keep winning Rangers, and you'll be there or thereabouts.
Well,
And
we'll
as I
see.
said, I think Rangers are building for next year, and
That's
I think
us.
Rangers are looking good for the future.
It's going to
But
cut
aye,
off.
I'll leave it there.
Right. Okay.
Right, see you
Cool.
later. Right,
Right.
bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.